Do I seem like the sort who concerns myself with such things?
Ah, hello. I suppose you're here to viciously interrogate me for information. Yes, she and I have a history. As easy as it would be to pin suspicions on Esmeralda or... Jake and Esmeralda had no great affection for each other. He had his interests, she... Really now, I can't afford to indulge in chit-chat with my legion of followers. Even a star needs a...
It's you. Just the person to answer a...
Have you ever had a fortunate child?
Stop right there. Until you've received the captain. Not exactly the friendliest bloke, the captain, is he? Well, your reward for getting your ear chewed off is a waltz.
Is this a dream?
I don't think so. That stone. Somehow it sent us flying into the stars.
Consume us all. By the quill that lasts a billion words, what's this? Two Rivalonians here at the end of... Oh, yes, proper introductions. Zigzags the historian. As for how I got here, well, for a historian appointed by the... How you got here, though, on such a tiny and rapidly shrinking vestige of space and time, at last a question I can answer most definite. Time ought naturally to have no end at all. Show, don't tell, I always say. So...
Might be quite mad.
Then we'd better appease him and have a look through the looking lens.
Come now, don't be coy. Have a look. You first, but don't dilly-dally. You looked. You saw. Terrifying, isn't... What's this? The portal. It's... The portal has become active. Fantastic, astounding. Onward we should go. The portal It's quite sprung to life, just like you, dear stranger. You must. Those torches alight! This portal active once more! It cannot be coincidence. Goodness me, how right you are. There's so much to take in. It is the void itself. The dragon that is devouring creation. When I speak, I can't say for sure where it came from, how or why, but I do know this. It's shrinking our future. It's not that I believe, it's that I have seen. Then, no longer than a few mere moments after you arrive, zap it go. Though I cannot say. In fact, every last question that ever plagues your noggin. But why spoil the mystery? As soon after you. Oh, what? You first. But don't dilly-dally. Yes! Just as I'd hoped. There she is. There it is. Come, don't be late.
And he's off.
It seems the imp has spotted exactly who and what he'd hoped to find here.
Could it be, milady? The wee...
Indeed, Sir Imp. As surely as you...
Astounding! Unbelievable! I have so many questions.
You have brought guests, I see.
My reaction exactly, milady. It was their arrival here at the end of time that
This is a question better put to our guests themselves. Tell us, if any other being in Rivellon asked me about the details of their comings and goings, but you are different. So please, do tell me, how did you... A stone? So... It was a stone that caused the great shock of energy that... Not like this, no. Never had I experienced something so... contrary to my nature. To weave something I had not seen, had not expected. But yours has. You appeared before me from the moment you came into contact with that...
But, Madam Weaver, how is it possible? Do you not see all?
Like the stones, your guests are a mystery to me. Source hunters. It would seem that yourselves and Starstone are inextricably... Starstone is not what it seems, Source Hunter. Do you see what violence my work has suffered? What wound...
Mysteries of all time. Gaps in history.
It would appear that Starstone transforms at your touch.
I see. What the...
Yes. Though I cannot explain why this if we do not restore time, if we do not discover the true nature of these stones, the void... Indeed you must. Though I may not yet understand why. It seems that you and you alone...
Why, of course! That's what they were doing. I have recorded their doing...
Without these stones, Hunter, there will be...
That shall never be, milady. As sure as Zix... Please, our most mysterious guest. Are you ready? Are you willing? So, what do you think, Source Hunter? What'll it be, Source Hunter? Do tell! Come, come! I got something for you if you're up to the challenge. So, what do you think, Source Hunter? Come, come! I got something for you if you're up to the challenge. The glint in your gaze and the set of your brow. No, with you searching out Starstone, I believe, but you'll need a way to travel between Rivellon and this homestead, won't you? Luckily, the power of portals is known to you, so I'll let you in on the little secret of how to transport. Off you go, then. You've Starstone to find, and I've a tapestry to examine. Surely,
Cross my heart, hope to fade in the void. I honestly don't...
like the imp said to the wouldn't it just? Would that I had us just like yourselves. Start from what I can gather, though. They were once cherished by ruins, caves, the lairs of long-forgotten evils. Those are... neither do I. But the mere fact that activated stars... This in turn more than implies that you are the Void's natural enemy, for it is you who is setting new events in motion. We may not understand the how yet, but our aim is clear. We shall see... Oh, I don't know if I'm more than those things per se, but... having been given a divine mission does have its perks. But of course I have a price to pay for something that is priceless. It is my... So, gather those starstones so that we may know the history that was lost. Know so that we must not rip... Lonesome, observing the frontier of creation. Surfing the vibrant tide of the... Well, yes, actually. I don't... Perhaps you can imagine the profound pleasure it is to have made the Weaver's acquaintance after all. Before you go, Source Hunter, a final word. Once you return to... I hope he'll be able to help you as much as he can. I wonder, do you know more about the Void? What it is? What lies at the heart of it?
What lies at its heart? Why, nothing, of course. The great absence of all that even the gods cannot comprehend. It eludes us, like infinity, or the finality of tick-tocking time. How welcome you are upon this realm, our most honored guest. In the ethereal threads of eternity, the drift of continents through changing seas, the rise and fall of empires, the shift of... Except, it seems, you ask and I shall answer, if I can. I am the Weaver of Time, as I have told you. Though I am but what I am, and that is task. Perhaps we are one and the same. Task. Am I the beginning? And am I to be the end? Who shall say? Perhaps I am the first thing in Alas, the answers to those questions. A hidden answer lies behind this veil of inscrutability. I believe that starstones will not lead you. Oh, Hunter. I have no need for company. Like I have no need for air or appetite or affection. And yet, I do enjoy your companionship. For you may prove to become quite so. Your absence, it should be I do not know you, which makes you my one but perchance I may be cured of this blindness. Perchance the blemish may be undone, and time, what it is but a seed bereft of sun and water. I reside in another realm altogether. But ever since the end of time appeared in these deep dark skies, I materialized here, as I think that perhaps you can redeem time. Because you create. Know that no longer I did weave. I sat here at the end of time and watched, but suddenly there was you. You who stirred the life within the new threads emerged, and I began to weave anew. Starstone gives me new strands. These starstones. Please, seek them so that time may yet be mended.
Worthy of rifling through my ample treasures, I do dare you to prove it. Find my... I am the last chest. The last chest. I am the last chest. The last chest.
Source Hunters, I welcome you once again to the realm of Rivellon after your I know the imp historian has told you about his agent on Rivellon, and that agent is I. So now that you know, and I'll be delighted to give it. Dark webs are being woven around. It can therefore hardly be a coincidence that Councillor Jake was a collector of the... That means the task you have been given remains crucial. Find the assassin that did away with Jake, for you're bound to stumble upon stars. While you were being lectured by our friend the historian, and the advantage of being a cat, you know. You go where you please with impunity. And so that's where I saw them in a cabinet. Mere slivers, but specks of starstones nonetheless. Don't we all long for a sanctuary where our worldly... But perhaps I speak only for myself. Not like any cat worth its salt, though, I deeply cherish a secret refuge unbeknownst to anyone. To be able to repose... Let me phrase it like Zigzags might. A universe without time is like a pen without ink. I'll not pretend to have all the answers, all that I understand all that is happening here and out there. If Zigzags worries, I worry. We are talking about a creature, after all, that has reclined among the... I met him first, a long time ago, out in the wastes of Youthful Gore. He wandered up, so I told him who I was and showed him my human form. He laughed and marveled. In the end, he even shared his great sorrow with me. The unspeakable thing you saw through his looking lens. Oh, before you go, here. Take this teleporter pyramid. A hand. You'll need the other one too if you want to make use of its powers, but alas, I seem to have... Now that this matter has been settled, hunters, I shall detain you no longer. But rest assured...
Now, where is my pepper? Did it sprout legs and run away? Ah, yeah. Did it sprout legs and run away? Ah, yeah.
Well, what's this I've spotted? Unknown to all time, are you? I'll tell you who you are. Source hunters, members of the most esteemed order in Rivellon. Here to find out and grind out every last speck of dark magic in the... What are you? You think I'm... No, comrade, you can keep the honor. I just hope this fancy of yours doesn't interfere with your real job, or...
A source hunter will always receive a warm welcome.
A source hunter will always...
What? Oh, it's you. Come closer, then. Closer? My ears aren't what they used to be. Nor my eyes, for that matter. Yes, hello, Source Hunter. My elf? What elf? Oh, myself. I am Cecil, Mayor of Sicil, and husband of the stately Cecilia. I've been the mayor here for decades. What? Oh, you mean Sicil. Very difficult times indeed. As though the death of Jacon by Source, the undead have overrun all but one northern trade route. That's not to mention that at the top of this whole caboodle, and, While we're on the subject of troubles, I myself have... Jake, murdered? Oh, yes. Yes, now I recall. Indeed. I could hardly believe it myself. The council and most of the townsfolk are certain Jake's wife Esmeralda is responsible. In fact, the Legion have taken her into protective custody to keep us. As you can imagine, I've known Esmeralda for years. That business between her and the Duke of Ferrol was always a bit... suggestive. But I've never had cause to suspect her of violence. An all-right bloke, apart from all this Esmeralda nonsense. The whole town knows the only goal of his business trips to Sicil is to spend... What? The undead? Yes, for the past 2 years those blasted skeletons have all but suffocated this city. What of what now? Oh, you mean the staff of Pergamon? Yes, yes. I was expecting a shipment of weapons. Cecil proved an old fool, though. For the merchant slated to deliver it to me has just informed me that the damn thing has gone missing. I fear it may have fallen into the wrong hands, and I wonder... His name is Conrad, captain of the Tide Splitter, a merchant ship still docked at the Sicil harbor. You can talk to him if you think it. The staff itself contains a shard of an ore, highly valued for its use in the weapons of war. I know. Well, I do believe that's something your parents ought to have discussed with you long ago, Source Hunter. But I suppose if... you see, when a lady and a fellow find each other rather... Oh, this is nonsense. I'm the mayor for the 7th sake. I can't be bothered to chat all... That depends. What kind of... the library. Yes, yes, you must have a visit. Marvelous.
I knew that dark-dealing old man dabbled in source. To the gallows, I say.
The gallows? Well, I've heard of such a thing, but I've never seen one myself. I don't think I care to, either.
What? Oh, yes. This library is the jewel in... My Victoria has every volume you could possibly have... Yes. Victoria's come along... What? Oh, yes, yes. I'll be on my way back down.
The sorcery still hasn't been returned. Teleron will have to pay yet another fine.
No.
In the name of Amun-Hor, I bid thee Tujda Geta. I am Victoria, daughter of Mayor Cecil. Oh, I know what you're thinking. When I was very young, you see, I must have been cast out by my tribe. The fisherman who found me would have drowned me on the spot, for I am an orc after all. But he raised me like I was his own. This kindest of souls taught me the language of men, their customs. Indeed you may. The wisdom I here hoard is yours to peruse and even take with you.
The Lesser Key of Sadakandras. Ugh, what nonsense. Is there no new book to be discovered in this library? Omnes autem mali demones quam. What? What is this? Who are you to Oh, but perhaps I spoke too soon. Perhaps... No. A source hunter. That is what you are. Yes, a stalker of sorcery. A chase... I would tell you my reasons.
Sometimes I think these
The source hunter. Have you come to your senses? Have you...
Volume 1, Volume 2... But where has the third one gone?
Demonology for dumbbells.
Sometimes I think these books sprout little legs
Need
in the night.
something more advanced. The Encyclopedia Demonium. I know it by heart. The Source Hunter. I would tell...
Tree among novels? Urak!
Heard any good tales, my friend? Fine, my friend. But I will stay far away from the screech.
The first edition, too. The Source Hunter. Why? Simply because you hunt source? Now, I hate what... This is a sentiment I'm quite certain you must recognize. On one condition. That on our joint travels we will...
brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned.
Agreed. Nothing good ever came from...
Most gratifying. I see you are firm of purpose and thereby ready to descend. Descend. Daemon Daemonium. I'll find you yet. And undoubtedly I have answers. I am not from any place anymore. I go where my I remember them well, the sandstone castles. Yes, I can see them still. Though when I try to for 1,000 reasons, and for one especial. The 1,000 obvious ones are list with pleasure. 1. They're scourged. 2. Their machination. 3. Their perversions seek to end. 4. Their schemes unhinged. 5. Their presence distorts all intrinsic harmony. Hunter, I could find you cross-dressed under the spell of a dominant goblin, yet when next we'd meet there'd be no good, no use in...
Kaj Dinor. A brief history of sorcery still hasn't been returned.